just been working on my track a little bit. Went to put some crash barriers in. There's a couple spots where the cars go flying into the wall, kind of marking up the walls, and cars take a bit of a beating. So I'm going to use foam core, which is it's like poster board, sandwiches a thin piece of foam. So that'll protect the walls, and it should give you a little bit of a barrier for the cars as well. So let's go through that, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. All right, with some racing coming up here in a week, I thought I'd do a little work on the track. So what I was going to work on is kind of the areas where the cars crash. So when you come around here, kind of light up, and we end up slamming into the wall here. And then around here, some scuff marks you can see in the back. Lots of car crash in there. And then right at the end of the long straight, we get some crashing down in here. So what I'm going to do is on the sides here, what I've already got some work going on here. So I got this cardboard bracing here that actually came out of some other packaging. So I've cut that to fit the track. Just create a little barrier on the wall so there's no gap there anymore. And then I've got this whatever the heck it's called, styrofoam core, I think it is. So it's paper on both sides and some styrofoam in the middle. I'm going to get that stuck to this cardboard here. I'm going to put some brick walls on it just so it looks a bit cooler, just because. And then back here, I wasn't quite sure what to do because it's just a small area where the cars go, and I'm probably not going to change my design for a while. So what I decided I was going to do was, should have dug this out beforehand. Hold on. Take this old grandstand from the 90s. I think it was 90s. Yeah, 1990 Tyco grandstand. I photocopied the grandstand. And I'm going to put this on foam core board and stick it back there. What I was looking at when I was looking at some of the old Daytona layouts, I mean, the bleachers are here today. There was some bleachers back in the early 2000s when NASCAR was really big, late 90s, early 2000s. They put some additional bleachers in the back that have been since demolished and removed to get people back onto this side of the track. But those bleachers and some of the old pictures were kind of standalone bleachers in this back corner. So perfect for what I wanted. They were on the back straight, so I'm going to put a pair of bleachers in the back with foam core behind it, so the cars can go slamming into the bleachers. Hopefully not kill some people. But yeah, we'll see where we go with that. At least it'll get the cars from bouncing off the wall. Again, on some of these corners on the actual Daytona is the big high fencing. I may get around to that eventually. I do like the scenery stuff. I got away from it with all the racing, but I kind of miss it. So I might do some of those big cash fences on the corners, but that'll have to work away at that and see where it goes. And I do still want to get this Tyco tower hooked up. I had it hooked up on my last track, and I can't seem to with the current wiring. So I got to fiddle around with that and figure out why. It's either full steam ahead, just blasting the loudest noise you could even imagine, or it sucks all the power out of my power supply. So I don't know why. I got to take a look at the wiring. The wiring is just a little bit different on this big track compared to just a basic layout. So I will figure that out and get that set up, just because it is annoying, but it's cool. All right, well, let's get to work. All right, so a little bit about what I'm going to do here. So I got these cardboard pieces. I can't remember what the heck this is from. Something I bought recently, but it fits perfectly. I wish they were straighter, because this height is the height of the track. They make some awesome aprons, but they all come in these little triangles. So I'm going to put these, or L shapes, right, along the side. I'm going to take this foam core and hodgepodge some brick walls. So I got these off of railway scenery builder sites. So I'm just going to use the Mod Podge, stick all these on. We'll get around to put some signage on and graffiti down the road, but I probably won't have time for that today. So I'll do that, and then we'll glue her onto the board here, and then they'll sit, and the cars can smash into some foam core instead of the drywall wall. So let's see what happens. get her done. Okay, so still working on the brick walls. That stuff's pretty much glued. The glue's pretty much dry. So I started to glue it onto these brackets. So get on those eventually. I thought I'd pick away at this while I was waiting for the glue to dry. So I got my TrackMate laptop here. It displays up on the wall for the racers, but the laptop's always sat on the track. It's kind of like always a temporary solution. I didn't like it there, but when we're racing, you know, I can kind of close the lid. But it's still in the way. Eventually, maybe next season we'll change the layouts to use more of the space. This Daytona road race course I always wanted to build, so that's where we are. But eventually I want to use the whole table, get some more track on there, so I wanted to get this off that. So we went down here, put a computer tray in today. This is an absolute disaster under here, so I probably shouldn't even be filming it, but I made it fit. So we got the wiring from the white driver station there. We got the wiring for the blue driver station there, so we were able to squeeze the laptop or the keyboard tray in there. Yeah, so there we go. We got the laptop in on a keyboard tray. So I got it set up now. We got the display, the dual display. Close that, tuck it underneath, and this resets. And we can control it with a mouse. Now, there we go. So that's right on. So that's tucked away, out of the way. We're good to go. Slowly cleaning everything up. Okay, so I got one of these done. And it looks all right, eh? I mean, it's like, it's a tiny brick wall. This might be kind of nice, actually, to have a little apron there. What I'm going to do is put some more signage on there. What I did previously, did something like this. You know, some no parking signs, some cool graffiti in that. So I'll do that. I just probably don't have time this weekend. But talking about barriers and stuff like that, I thought I might as well spit it out here. Because, again, in racing, don't like a lot of the guardrails and stuff. You'd rather have aprons, right? Because you don't want people just riding the rails around all the time. It just makes that outside lane unfair. I mean, when you're doing round robin, maybe it doesn't matter, but I guess it takes the skill out of driving the car because the car just basically drives around the railing. But I mean, if you're at home or family and friends and doing this, and you want to get away from the little yellow-orange clip-on rails, I made these a couple years ago. So this is just what do you call that? Like science fair borders, what I always call it, but the big sheets. You know, and again, I printed this stuff off. I'll put a link. I'll try to put a link in the description here, the railway site. And then I just made tiny signs, found some cool graffiti bits, glued it on, and then you just attach it to the track with these little clips, buffalo clips, just tiny clips. So it just clips onto the bottom of the track. I mean, I got this on a straight because I don't have any corners out, but I wanted to show you. I mean, you put this on your corner, right, and then it's just a cooler guardrail than those little clip-on things. So anyways, just some ideas for making your track look a little bit cooler. All right, so we got all the crash barriers sorted out. So I got this guy here. Again, that's foam core in behind. Put some of our sponsor logos on there. Using a lot of Rooster stuff and super tires. So I got foam core in behind this brick wall for the whole length here when the car's crashing in there. And we've got same similar over here. Some Radfink on there. Maybe do some more decorations down the road. And the piece de la resistance. Got some grandstands in the back corner along the back straight there. So that's, like I said, in the other one, the cars come down this straight here and then slam into the wall there. So put some grandstands in there. I didn't like the way it first ended up. When I first did it, it was super flat, so I put a little awning on it with the help of the old Wiferoo. It's pretty handy. I only glued myself together a couple times and just about glued myself to the floor, but this is why I need adult supervision. So yeah, super excited. Couple more days. We got 4 days till we can slam some cars into the wall and see what happens. All right. Till next time.